The Wholesome Games Celebration just started on Steam, and as always, it is packed full of new demos, new games, new announcements, and huge deals, which is what we're here to talk about today. Hello, Cozy Gamers, and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club, where we talk about all the latest and greatest cozy games. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ellie, and today we're talking about cozy games that are the cheapest they've ever been as part of the Wholesome Games Celebration. Let's get started with one of my favourite games of the year so far, which is more than worth it at full price and definitely worth it at £7.22. Ducketctive: The Secret Salami is a hilarious mystery game about a down-on-his-luck detective who also happens to be a duck. Use your powers of deduction to inspect evidence, fill in the blanks, and bust the case wide open in a narrative mystery adventure where nothing is quite as it seems. The dialogue is so funny and witty, with an abundance of puns to enjoy as well. It's also fully voice acted and has a dedicated quack button. What's not to love? Not to mention it's only £7.22 at the moment at 15% off, and I just think everyone needs to play it. It's so funny and the perfect cozy mystery that isn't too difficult but provides enough of a challenge to get you thinking. In our next game, you give up all of your life savings to buy an abandoned bug museum. The only issue is that when you get there, you discover all of the bugs have been stolen in the dead of the night. Now it's up to you to recapture all the bugs to exhibit and reopen the insectarium as the town's main attraction. Completing the museum is definitely one of my favourite parts in life and farming sims, and this game is completely focused on it. With over 200 bugs to catch based on real-life insects, you may be a little busy. And there is of course the truth behind the great bug heist to uncover as well. You can even customize the museum to your own designs, add new wings to your museum, decorate it with fun floors, wallpapers and decorations, and fill it with all of the bugs. Bug and Seek is 30% off in a sale at £8.25 if you want to give it a try. There are a lot of cozy city building games like Townscaper and Summer House, but I have never seen one like this. Dystopica, I think I am saying that correct, is a small city builder inspired by Cyberpunk and the wanderlust of cities that never sleep. Place buildings, giant billboards, and towering holograms working in harmony with procedural generation for landscape, traffic, and lights to create your own future metropolis rich with vibes and ambience. There are no goals or objectives in this sandbox game, you just need to relax and embrace your zen in Dystopica, which is 20% off at £4.71. There are so many creative puzzle games out there, and Paper Trail is just another incredible twist on the puzzle genre. At first glance, it appears magical and whimsical, but it is actually packed with brain-teasing puzzles that may have you questioning your own sanity. In Paper Trail, you can fold the world around you to create new passageways. What feels simple at first, folding and joining paths together to explore and progress, quickly becomes really tricky. Alter the fabric of your world, contorting, spinning, rotating, and twisting it around as you untangle the puzzle of Paper Trail. The great thing is that there is a really helpful hint system if you do get stuck, and you can grab it for 40% off at £10 and 5p. Next up is an adorable, wholesome narrative game about a shy and introverted young frog who loves drinking tea and reading. She's hosting a tea party for all of her friends, but she discovers the day before she is completely out of tea. Head out into the woods to find the herbs she needs to restock her pantry and host the tea party of her life. Meet charming woodland friends on your adventure, many of whom will be glad to help you in exchange for a small favour or two. This game looks so cute, not to mention it's got a 97% positive rating on Steam with nearly 500 reviews. It's only £3.23 if you want to experience this heartwarming story for yourself. August 8th was Moomin Day, which makes it the perfect time to talk about Snufkin: Melody of Moomin Valley. As someone who has never read a Moomin book or watched the show, I wasn't sure about this game. But I was so captivated by it, and I think it does an incredible job at introducing the Moomin world to someone who has never experienced it before. In this story-rich musical adventure, Snufkin returns to Moomin Valley to discover that the horrible park keeper has built hideous parks all over, destroying the landscape. As Snufkin, you will distract police officers, pull out signs, and knock over statues, as you try to restore nature and this beautiful home while putting an end to the industrious parkkeeper's plans. Immerse yourself in this storybook world for 20% off at £14.39. Let's take a look at the cheapest game on this list up next, which is Clawfish. It's 70% off right now at 62 pence, which makes it a steal, and I've never even heard of it before. Visit an isolated train station with a fishing arcade in this fishing claw machine game. Explore the dock, play the machines, talk to a seagull, paddle a boat, and take some time to relax by the water. It's such an interesting twist on fishing games, the reviews are amazing, and it's so cheap as well. There are so many games where you can play as a cat, but there aren't many that are a farming sim and RPG combined. Make your way to your late uncle's home in Poor Village, where you discover a rising darkness is threatening the cute animal inhabitants and there's no one to protect them. Arm yourself with a sword and a bow and learn spells from the village elder to battle the enemies who are attacking your new home. The best part is that you can play Kataria Fables with a friend too in local co-op, and it costs less than £3 each at 85% off. And we're going from cats to mice in this next game, which is all about a tiny mouse exploring a quaint French village. After a shocking thunderstorm brings them together, Lila the mouse and Lumion the spirit guardian must work in tandem to restore balance to their village. Guide them both through this narrative adventure, listening to the woes of the villagers and fixing the village's electricity problems by finding the electric energies that are running amok. The art of the spirit in the mouse looks so impressive, and the gameplay reminds me a lot of Stray, except you're a mouse instead of a cat. It's currently on sale for 50% off at £8.37. This next game really does divide opinions, but as someone who loves management games, I really enjoyed it, and you can check out my playthrough above if you want to see what it's like. Lakeburg Legacies is a matchmaking kingdom management game where you take fate into your own hands. Match up your lovebirds based on their shared interests and dislikes to create happy, fruitful marriages and help your kingdom thrive. Or sacrifice the emotions of your loyal subjects to choose a less perfect match, who could contribute more to society. But watch out for drama, as there are a number of events that can thwart even matches made in heaven. In addition to managing your happy or unhappy couples, you'll also have to manage your resources. Build houses, feed your citizens, and try to create the greatest Lakeburg you can. I really enjoyed this game and have nearly 20 hours in it, and it's currently 45% off at just over £10. This next one's a little different, as it's an environmentally friendly game which actually pleasantly surprised me. Work together with the Wildlife Association to save your island and protect the animals who call it home in Dolphin Spirit Ocean Mission. This is very similar to one of my favourite games of all time, Alba, A Wildlife Adventure, but with an underwater twist. Explore the island of Maripoa, taking countless photos of the wildlife while also collecting rubbish and helping out the villagers with their quests. The best part of this game is definitely exploring the underwater world with your trusty dolphin friend, taking photos of all the creatures that you find there, as well as saving animals that have got entangled up in nets, collecting litter, and removing other hazards from the ocean floor. The more areas you clear, the more sea creatures will return to the reef, and it's just $7.99 at 60% off. While I personally wasn't a huge fan of this one, and you can check my review here if you want to find out why that is, this game is really cute and may appeal to some of you. As a state-of-the-art sushi bot, you've always dreamed of becoming a world-renowned chef and making your creators proud. As luck would have it, the friendly residents of Rolling Hills are looking for a rising star to take over the local sushi shop. Learn new recipes to expand your menu, purchase perfect ingredients to increase their quality, and help put this small town back on the maps in Rolling Hills. Make sushi, make friends. The cooking elements were lacking a little for me in this game, but there are loads of great reviews for it, and it's currently 20% off at $9.99. There's another newish game up next, and that game is called Simpler Times. Step into the shoes of Tiana as she prepares to move out of her childhood home and begin the next chapter of her life. Relive her memories and her experiences to see how they shaped her into the person she's become. This is a relaxing and cozy experience about packing up her childhood bedroom and experiencing the story of each object that you come across. Simpler Time takes place over 10 years with 4 different moments to explore, each one portrayed in a different season. You can play this journey at your own pace, and it's 20% off right now for £6.80. I think it's time for another puzzle game, and this one is so cheap that if you're looking for something simple to chip away at, you'd be silly not to give this a go. In the shape of things, everyday objects have gotten all mixed up, and you need to spin, flip, and manipulate each object to return them to their original form. Think of them like a Rubik's Cube that you need to solve, and as you puzzle your way to the solution of each object, there are no timers or punishments to hinder you, just relaxing music to accompany your puzzling. There's also a fun gachapon machine for you to play to unlock new worlds and puzzles, and lots of collectibles and achievements as well. It's on sale for £1.74 at 70% off. Embark on a journey as a struggling artist trying to draw and sell art on the go using your trusty easel. Explore the endearing puppet town, get to know the residents, and try to learn what makes them tick. Complete commissions to earn money that you can use to treat yourself in the art supply store, or why not buy a studio so you can work from home just like the good old days? I haven't had a chance to play this one yet, but I can't wait to pick up my brush and try my hand at painting in Passepartout 2: The Lost Artist. It's one of the most expensive games on this list, but it's got a 94% positive rating with nearly 1,000 reviews, and it's currently 30% off at £14.69. We're into the final 5 now, and let's throw in another decoration game. This one is called Pocket Oasis, and it'll be a very familiar experience for some of you who live in big cities. Unable to build the garden of your dreams in this hand-painted gardening simulator, you'll be creating your own little pocket of nature on a balcony in the middle of a busy city of your choice, whether that's in Switzerland, Italy, or France. With a wide selection of fruit bushes, vegetables, and herbs, you have complete control over what you choose to grow in your garden. Relax as your plants bloom and grow, and there are even little critters that will visit and explore your balcony garden. The coolest bit is that this game is influenced by weather in the real world, so if it's raining in Paris, it will be in your Parisian garden as well. Pocket Oasis is only £2.99 at 70% off if you want to start your own balcony garden. Our next game is another recent release called Surmount, and honestly, I'm kinda here for this absurd climbing game. Master the art of the spin and jump as you experience the joys of mountain climbing and attempt to make your way up Mount Oom. And the best thing is you don't have to do it alone because Surmount can be played with a friend for double the chaos. Do you have what it takes to become the first to reach the top of the highest mountain in the world? See for yourself as Surmount is 34% off at $8.44. The pixel art style for this next game is incredible, but really it was the humour and the characters that kept me gripped. Chicken Journey sets you out on a quest to answer the big question. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And what follows is a wholesome adventure across many different levels filled with adorable characters. I love the pixel art style and the music is so chill. There's a fair bit of platforming and puzzling to go with this one, but it's a very cute adventure, and it's currently 50% off at £4.25. Up and Ultimate Game is a short and sweet adventure where you play as a researcher on a 5-day camping trip exploring the Amazon rainforest. While out there, you'll be searching for mushrooms, frogs, flowers, and other rainforest life to photograph and document them in your detailed nature journal. It's an incredibly relaxing game with a great atmosphere and probably won't take you more than an hour or 2 to complete. But I love the art style, and you can make a capybara friend. Flutter Away is 40% off at £6.59. And finally, we have a bittersweet game about a boy and his dog. In this wholesome adventure game, you play as a lost soul and his dog who find themselves in the afterlife. With no memory of what brought him to the world beyond, you must rely on Coco, a strangely familiar dog, to help you solve the mysteries of this new existence. Journey through the unknown yet familiar places, meeting fellow souls on their adventures through the afterlife. Pay it forward with generous favours for them, and try to figure out just how you ended up here to begin with. Hello Good Boy is 50% off at £6.39, and that brings us to the end of our list. Did any of these games catch your eye? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to check out the rest of the Wholesome Games Celebration for new releases, new demos, and upcoming cozy games. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!